We're back on. Can I get a amen? Um, is everyone here?
Can I get a
Amen.
what?
Is the stream working?
What?
Live. It's back.
Okay.
We got the 8N. All right.
I
So
just
anyway,
sorry,
Sweet.
people.
I guess we only talked on Skype for like maybe 15 seconds after it cut off, so you guys didn't miss anything. Don't worry. So yeah, but figure out what you want to do. Unfortunately, I had to travel to San Francisco to have someone ask me that question. What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't fucking know, because no one's ever asked me that. You know,
Was that Marshall
like
Van
if you
Drift?
want to work in a specific no. Well,
Oh.
that was kind of like him. Marshall Van Druff. Welcome to Comp in Color 2 with me. You know, like that's pretty much Marshall. But those are the things you need to figure out what you want to do, who you need to talk to, and email artists. Like nobody emails me, nobody, but like I've emailed countless of my heroes,
Yeah.
and they've emailed back. Like, they will talk to you. Like, email them some stuff and be like, hey, I know this will take some time. I've been admiring of your art. Want to ask you a couple questions. Don't ask redundant questions that you can find on Google either. Please ask them specific questions as to what they do. Maybe they can point you to some tutorials that you missed or something. And if you want to draw zombies and vampires, monsters and dark stuff, go find the market. There are horror people. There are tattoo shops. There are haunted houses. There's all kinds of stuff that you can get into. There's a market
houses
for everybody.
Are pretty cheap. They're pretty low budgets though, so I wouldn't recommend that. From my personal experience, haunted houses are gonna get too much money.
I got to email Min Yum. I got to email Justin Sweet and Vance Kovacs a couple times. Paul Richards. There's another guy, Cole Eastburn. I was an admirer of Cole Eastburn way back when Bobby Chew first mentioned him. When Bobby Chew was the only person making art streaming video episodes on YouTube, like in 2004 or 2005, and Cole Eastburn now works at Blizzard after he went to the Massive Black Atelier for like 6 months. It's that kind of stuff that you get to watch that stuff and you be like, hey, I saw you're going on this and whatever. But like, yeah, find the type of stuff that you want to make, find out who's doing it, who they're working for, and build a portfolio. Like, you'll learn like anatomy and armor and clothing and all that's demons and all that stuff, concept art, and then you need to design a portfolio aimed at who makes Dark Souls. I'm horrible. I've been so busy in art books and
actually
classes.
I got that.
Past 3 years.
I got that sitting right here. Hold on. Bandai?
Yeah. The thing with portfolios, like the portfolio, this is the big thing that I heard that helped me out, like, a lot. And it's simple, but like the portfolio that you have on your website, people should see your portfolio and get an idea of who you are as a person. So like there's some stuff in my portfolio right now, and now it's kind of old. I need to get new stuff, but like I met a guy at Spectrum. Also, go to a workshop too if you're really confused about what you want to do.
Go to every workshop and every single thing you want to go to. Like, go to, if I can't make it to Spectrum, put it on a credit card.
I'll hang out with you if we go. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's worth it's worth living off of $200 a month, for the rest of the year if you can just afford to go to Spectrum and a LuxCon. You got to go. If meet these people, humanize them. Like right now they may be like demigods to you. We met a few people who were obsessed with Android Jones and didn't know what to say to him, when at the same time, I'm going in to buy some smokes at the little market and he's in there getting organic beans or whatever it is, sprouts that he eats or who knows what he lives off of. but like, I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? Like, like they're people. They just want to eat and sleep when they're tired. Like it's not anything other than that. They want to make cool stuff, and they're not, that sometimes they have to make it for other people. But yeah.
What was I gonna tell you about? Portfolio being an idea of who you are.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, I met the guy like at Spectrum, and one of the pieces he likes scary movies and monsters and horror stuff, and
Oh
I
yeah, I
like
remember
that.
this story.
And he just was like, "Oh, this looks like a movie poster, like one of those like 80s, 70s style horror movie posters." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what I was looking at when I drew it." Like, I'm glad you noticed that. And there's some, like there was parts of that piece needed to be fixed to like make it the best illustration, but stylistically he could identify like that's what I like, horror movies, and like that. I like the way the horror movie boxes looked when I was growing up. Like I used to love seeing
Mm-hmm.
like the Evil Dead cover.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, which is like a skull with eyes just looking at you.
Skull, yeah.
It's just like that's what I like, and so like part of what I want to do is kind of get into like film marketing and film, like be able to do that kind of work, and that kind of ventures more into graphic design eventually. Like eventually I'm gonna have to do a lot more photo stuff, but um, at the moment I want to keep that classic like illustrative look that I love, and that's like that guy could identify that that's something I enjoyed just through looking at my portfolio. So that told me I'm on the right track with my portfolio. Because if other people don't like that, if they're just like, oh, this is real horror related, we do like kid stuff. It's like that's fine. I don't really care. Like, I mean, I like kid stuff. Like I like kid stuff too. But for me, yeah, I want the job that's gonna be like, oh, I want you to do this cover for this horror thing, and like I want it to look classic horror thing, whatever. And I'm trying to develop a new style right now, so I'm trying to also just get time to do that. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, your stuff, your portfolio needs to be you, and that's the easiest advice in that sense. So like when you are marketing yourself, if your portfolio doesn't scream, "This is who I am. This is what I like," in some way, then you're
Mm-hmm.
not doing it right. You know, like if you
You're
look at
not
any of
sending
your
it to the right people.
yeah, that too. And like if the people are just not like driving with it, that means they're not the right clients. Like there's someone out there that is looking for you and you don't know it yet. They're waiting for
Yeah.
you to email them because they're like trying to make something and they need help. Basically, that's the other thing I gotta
Mm-hmm.
remember. They need help. Some people like have ideas for games and they can't draw, and their friends don't draw, and they're trying to figure out how they're gonna. They've saved up money to hire an artist, but they're trying to find the perfect person, and it's not until you put yourself out there they're gonna stumble upon your work, or even if they find this video on YouTube or something in the future, and like someone hears CJ talking, like, oh, let me look up CJ's work, and then they're gonna be like, oh crap, I need to hire.
Looks
them.
like shit.
This is all part of marketing too. Like me doing this
Yeah.
stream here, Carlton and all of us telling you where to find our art. This is part of us doing our marketing. This is for me is fun. Like
Yeah.
this is a fun part of the marketing I enjoy. I mean, like I still have to email, but like this is still part of it. And if someone were to look up my name, they could find this and like find out like, oh, this guy does streams. He looks like he does like critiques for people. Okay, and like this is kind of what he does. And oh, he's got like lots of vampires and shit. So like he probably likes horror stuff and you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like we're developing a market. Like who do you think buys all of Dave and Dan's stuff? Like it's the people who hang out with them and love them and see their work and got to see it made and they want to be a part of that. Like we have 14 viewers right now. My goal is we have like as many people possibly that we can listening to my horrible grammar and speaking skills.
A billion. A billion.
All the people, but like
we're just gonna stop.
We don't have the answers. We don't have the answers to everything. We may be stumped by a question. But
may work for us, may not work necessarily for you guys.
Yeah, it's all opinion based because this is an egotistical, narcissistic career based on what you can create as a human being. It's like, what do you have time to make? How many? Or you can go all exit through the gift shop on it and hire 50 people to make stuff for you, and not have to have a hand in anything, but you have this idea, like it's up to you, like what you want to be known for, what you want to do. And if you want to be a scholar and a gentleman, you need to be that, and you need to study, and you need to, if you want to be a playboy and you want to screw people over, and then go make friends with Jason Manley. Like those are the things you'll learn, what to do if you're going to be an artist, at least.
Whoa, your voice turned really high like a chipmunk. Are you there?
Oh, it did?
Just briefly. You just said, if you want to be an artist, at least. And like, your voice just went really up. Anyway. But then it went back to normal. But like, just so you know. Let us know if the stream's messing up. I'm just working, so I'm free to chat. I'm just gonna be working here. But the stream's messing up, let me know and I'll reset that. And eventually one day I'll have a new computer and I'll be sitting at a desktop, and it'll be really fast, and I'll be able to like ZBrush stuff.
It's so great when you get it. When you get that computer.
Yeah. Did you get a new one? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, I built mine a while back, and ever since I built it, it's been the greatest thing.
It's all clear our throats at once.
Yeah. We're talking about art school, and now I think, so art school, I think that's really about it, though, as far as, I don't know if we really covered too much.
Ask questions.
Research, ask questions.
We did.
For some
I think
people,
we all covered you went I went to online. You went to university. Rewatch the stream, and we'll talk about our experiences.
Oh, here, that's what it is.
Come back and ask another question.
My last bit of info is that I went to university and made that education work for me in the haunted house field industry, but I taught myself everything as far as like the illustration, and like I took part of a painting class with Tad, and that's how actually I met Carlton. Not through the class, just later on I emailed him on my own. And like that's the other thing, like I probably wouldn't be talking to him now if I didn't take the time to email him and say, hey, I need someone to talk to that does art. Like I need someone I could talk to in person that does art, that takes it as seriously as I do, or that is trying to at least.
And now it's like the Robin Big intro.
Yeah,
we're best friends.
Robin Big.
Welcome back, my best friend.
But like that's the thing where the illustration industry and the concept art industry, like this kind of intermixed a little bit. But like all of this stuff I've self-taught through forums, through videos, the Crimson Dagger videos. I owe a ton to those videos being online for free, just to be able to watch those. And that's why I'm trying to stream too, though, because I want to kind of help people that will find this video, and maybe it's a bunch of rambling, but at least you can listen to this when you're trying to practice figure drawing later and go, oh, okay, these guys are like, we're just starting out in our careers, versus like, I know like Dave and Dan are both like jumping up in their careers, when Dave's already kind of up there, but like they're a little busier now, they can't do all the stuff they used to do. So to have someone out there, like Pete Moorbacher is doing his One Fantastic Week. I've watched a couple of those. Those are good. But there's different videos. I think
also Psychra
does his videos. He's kind of like find a little community of people that are doing this stuff, and it'll help you out too. No matter where they're going to school or not, like be aware of the industry, which is online, and like we're part of the industry.
And look up.
But, different levels of the industry. Oh, I would say we're at the beginning part. So if you're finding these people that are established and you're looking for like someone that's kind of just starting out, just making it, this is one of those places where you can kind of follow us along. And ideally we're going to be really busy in the future, and like, well, I want to kind of keep doing the cast, so ideally always make time for this, but with better equipment. So
and sexier voices. Cornflakes, formerly known as Kernflakes. I'm not sure what I want, what jobs are out there, and how to get a realistic view on them. Okay, first of all, I've definitely answered that. Like, you need to go. Like, that's what I went to Spectrum for. Was because after 3 years of art school, I was like, what? am I even gonna do with this? I was telling Michael, like, I was like, I don't know what if I'm gonna do this anymore. Like, I don't know what's out there for me. I don't know, like, if I want to paint monsters and dragons or
what's his
who I'm
name?
gonna paint them for, because I just quit that job.
Cornflakes, cornflake,
You know,
whatever.
cornflakes. Yeah,
Cornflakes. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
it's cornflakes.
Like it literally like a few weeks ago, Carlton was going through this. Like this is like such a new thing. Like I want you to understand how recent this development was, because we were going to Spectrum Fantastic Art Live, and he was like, "I want to see what it is I even want to do." Like he was kind of like, "I don't know if maybe I should just find a day job or what," and it literally changed in this brief month this happened. So like, if you're worried about finding out what you want to do now, you still got time. Just practice, do still life. Just don't worry about what you want to do. You'll need to learn how to cast draw and like learn how to do light and shadow. There's things you have to do for everything. So
fundamentals.
all those fundamentals, yeah, will cover. You know, life drawing is the best. Still life is the best in terms of like learning light and form. But like, as far as like a recent development, Carlton, like literally, we just went to Spectrum Fantasy Art Live, so like it's super new, like this development for him. And for me, these jobs I just now got, like literally came in a week before we left for Spectrum, and it was just like, oh, I have a lot of work all of a sudden. Oh crap! I guess I'm quote unquote doing it now. Like I'm working freelance, and then it's just like, oh, now I got to do the work. So this is it. This is what you wanted. Like sit down and draw now, you know, which is why I'm doing this.
And then he asks. Yeah, like how to get a realistic view on them. That's how you do it. I mean, you go and meet the people who are doing it for the past 20, 25 years and who they're working for.
You look at them and say,
exactly.
Do you want to be just like that guy? And then, you know, take a long, hard look, because they got some massive side.
And then I'll slap you across the face. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And they have an awesome accent. Then he says, my Unreal, and I wanted to get at this. I wanted to get at this because this kind of struck a chord. Hopefully I can help him avoid this. But like my unrealistic but serious in parentheses goal at the moment is to be the best there ever was. Winky face. Do you have any advice for me? Don't be the best there ever was, like listening to a song or like Pokemon or something.
The
like
best around.
Yeah, you need to be. You need to be disciplined to be the best you that you can be. And I know that's very sounding like a self-help book and everything, but like if you want to do something and if you need to be like, you're not going to be the best there ever was. I'm sorry. Like no one ever is. Like that's a more realistic view of looking at it. The people who are the best there ever was usually are dead already. Like
they didn't
like
realize
they
it
end
either.
up.
They didn't realize they were.
And they were so humble and working so damn hard. Yeah.
You want to always be disappointed with your work.
Delay.
You want to always be disappointed with your work, and then have other people come up and talk about how much they love it, but still be disappointed and go, "Oh, I'm glad you like it. Like I think I could do better." Like that's part of like what you kind of need to do is always feel like you could do better. The others out there in the world, tell you.
Stay hungry. Stay hungry and find something that you want to learn. Like, and if you're bored with art, go pick up shooting guns down at a range, or fishing, or camping, or do something.
Fishing,
camping,
do
anything,
guns.
And fill. Yeah, do manly things. Do all the manly things, and you'll become a real man.
You can just learn how to bake bread too. I know how to bake bread.
Yeah, learn how to cook. Like, find something for yourself and don't post it all over the goddamn internet. Like, look what I'm making and look how good it is in my mouth. Like
have a life outside of art.
Yeah, like that's the sort of thing. A little bit into the wild, yeah. Nose asks, what happens if you have a day job like graphic design and not illustration, and you still need to build a portfolio in your spare time? You pretty much answered your own question. Like, if you can't afford to cut your hours back and pull back the amount of time you're doing on a job you don't like and learn something that you need, see if you can. And if you can't, maybe it's maybe you're too comfortable. You know, maybe you need to.
It's
to
like
pull back and
it depends on the job. Like if you really
take more
like your
time to
graphic
build.
design job, if you really have fun with it, then just casually work on a portfolio, and eventually you'll have a
Yeah,
good
if you're happy,
portfolio. You know, if you hate your graphic design job and you can't stand your job, well then like just like make a schedule and like every day for like 2 hours after work, I'm just going to draw, and then after those 2 hours are up, I'll hang out with my girlfriend, go talk to friends, work out. You know, like still do all, you know, still live, be a person. And then like, you know, eventually that time will add up. If you're regular about it, like 2 hours each day, maybe an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. If you're regular about it throughout the whole week, you've done 2 hours each day for 7 days a week. That's 14 hours each week you're devoting to the art, right? You could up it or lower that depending on how much you want to invest. And if you absolutely hate your job, then like work even harder. Maybe quit your job and find like a part-time job that takes no effort and you can still make money with. Like something like, okay, you're happy making the money, and you're even more happy that you can just like coast through the job, get the money, and then go home and draw. You know, like lots of guys I know work at.
Yeah.
The reason lots of artists work at coffee shops is because it's easy to work at a coffee shop, and you don't have to like think too hard about doing it. And then like you go home and you're like, all I did was make a bunch of coffee drinks today, and it's like already a predetermined recipe. It's not like you had to invent a coffee drink today. Then you go home and just draw all you want.
Yeah.
And then like that's like why people have.
And do you?
Did you say what?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like I work well technically a night job if you want to get there, but I work at a bar, and that's kind of because I can't really afford making enough money to live on my own right now, and I've moved to I basically work 4 days out of the week, and it's like 6 hours each day. The rest of the time I spend all my free time pretty much in front of my computer or hanging out with friends, being a normal person. Just you can plan around it. Just find something that works for you.
Yeah, I mean, I live at home with my mother.
Me too.
I have no money and I'm in debt. You know, like these are the things like
if you're
above that, if you're above that, then and you're not willing to sit back and do that because you're afraid of what your friends are gonna say or moving or your mom won't let you, like just like manage money, do all that stuff that I forgot how to do while I was doing 3 years of intense art school. Like, yeah, it's not like you can't figure it out. It's not like you need us to answer your day-to-day questions and what you need to do. Like you've got a good head on your shoulders. You've convinced other people that you can talk and take care of yourself by having this job. And if you want to learn how to make that other stuff, do the studies, design a portfolio aimed at a client, and start working after that. But I mean, that's pretty simple.
Yeah. Well, something too I'd like to say too, like also
do it, CJ.
Ask
say it. Sorry, I'm just listening.
Shut up.
Everyone's gonna watch me watch.
Sometimes you gotta ask yourself the questions. You gotta ask yourself questions about your own work, and always question yourself about what you can do to improve. Like, if you don't know, like if you look at your work and know something's wrong, question it. Wonder why. Figure out what it is. Or if you're not getting work, and you're like applying for all of these jobs, and like think the reason behind. Think about it. Like all questions and all that.
Cornflakes. Here's cornflakes.
Question yourself.
Self-portrait. He's gonna. I think the stream is choppy because I was loading this gallery. Hello, cornflakes. This is him.
Oh yeah, I was loading it as well, like checking it out. And when you say this is like I went to the show with a portfolio that had a lot of concept art, and it had a bunch of card illustrations, and then it had a few like personal pieces. And you know what everybody stopped on was the personal pieces.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Like it,
yeah. Sorry.
like that was the thing that like blew my mind. They're like, yeah, concept art, seen it. Concept art, concept art. Oh yeah, card art, I've seen that. They're just flipping through it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Months and months of work, and me like dying and like dying inside. Like, but then they get to the things that are personal, and they were like, whoa, where's
Oh,
the rest of this stuff,
so
man?
this is yeah. That's the thing is like, you remember whenever you submit your portfolio to any place. Like, so when I used to work at the haunted house, I got people submitting their makeup. Well, they didn't. Oftentimes, they didn't get a portfolio, so they contacted me and say, "I'm a makeup artist. I want to work with House Storm at Haunted House." That was the place I worked at, and I was like, "Okay, great. Send me your portfolio." And then they would either send me back random pictures they took in an email, or they had like some attempts at trying to do special effects makeup, and I can tell that they weren't literally a special effects makeup artist. They were a person that was trying to get into special effects makeup. But me, working at a haunted house full time, I've seen all that, and I've seen the best people in the industry, and I've been to their websites. And so I have a different standard, but also I'm looking at this stuff all the time. So when you submit your portfolio to someone that does like fantasy art, and all you have is a bunch of elves and dwarves, unless they look super unique in a way that no one else has portrayed them, no one's gonna care because it looks like something else they've seen already. And like think about
Exactly.
Alex Konstad's like goblins he draws. His goblins are his
Hmm.
goblins, and his gnomes that he draws are his gnomes. You could put Alex's
Yeah, they're not
goblins.
Paul Bonners.
Yeah, and Paul Bonner's dwarfs and goblins are his, and you could line them up together with like the WoW guys and with the Lord of the Rings, and you could say, okay, which one is which, and you can tell real easily whose is whose. And that's the thing that you got to remember. Is like if people can't tell your artwork from everyone else's artwork, then why should they hire you? That's the thing that
Yep.
you gotta. And like I still need to I need new work right now. Like if you look at my portfolio right now, I got old work, and I'm trying to get through these jobs so I could make some new work for myself. And some of the stuff from the jobs are going to be stuff I want to put in. Some stuff's not. It's like it all depends on the subject matter, you know. Um, anyway, so that's like Carlton's personal piece is super. I saw it too. It's really awesome. It's super interesting. It's super like nothing I've seen before, and everything else. It's like some cool dragons, really cool dragons. I like his dragons a lot. And actually,
Yeah.
you have really good ones that I didn't see before, and the company used ones that weren't his that look way worse. But you know, it's just like, oh, these are sweet dragons, dude. But then when I saw the personal piece, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like this is like something I've never seen before. Like dragons are cool because I've seen lots of dragons and I like dragons. You know, like that's why they're cool. But then like something completely new, that's something that's always gonna stand out to everyone. You know. It's always
different take on something that already exists.
Yeah.
And let me I want to post up one of Marshall's links real quick. I need to find it. I think another link that would be good that maybe a lot of people may already know is like is Noah Bradley's like art books you should have.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna go to school, if you're not gonna go to a Spectrum Live event, or if you're not going to, do those things, and you're going to have to study on your own time, and you need some fundamentals, then I'm going to recommend this list of books.
You pull those up, and
also Scott Robertson.
Yeah,
Anything Scott Robertson.
Scott Robertson is good. And then I bought Noah's The Art of Freelancing audiobook, and that one is it's really just him talking, about the subject of freelance, and it gets ranty a bit because it's kind of like us talking now, but everything in there, if you follow what he says, is what you need to do, right? That's kind of what I've done since I've heard his Art of Freelancing, combined with all the information I've gathered from listening to all the Crimson Daggers videos. And the specific ones, there's the Dave and Dan have these freelance talk videos where they kind of just talk through some stuff, and those are really great to listen to.
Here you can.
They're all on the Dan Warren's YouTube, but if you really want straight up someone to tell you what you should do, Noah Bradley's Art of Freelance is that's the audiobook where someone tells you this is what you do. If you don't do it, fine, but this is what I did and this is what helped me. And like, this is like someone flat out just saying it. And he's pretty good at marketing, and he does his own school and stuff, and yada yada yada. So you got to look at the track record.
And don't feel like you're wasting someone's time. Seriously, like if you are afraid that what are they going to think of me, then you're not ready. Get past that.
Yeah.
Be afraid to waste their time. Like there were multiple people that I walked up to where I was like, they're not gonna like anything in this portfolio. I already know, but like, they didn't mind looking at it at all. That's what they were there for. And if you are looking for help, like I've said, like I emailed all of those people that I admired, and they emailed me back. Like they're gonna take the time if you write an individual email. They've probably answered the questions before. They don't mind saying them again. I mean, that's why classes are structured the way they are, because you have to get all of these noob questions out of the way. I mean, somebody's got to answer them, and don't feel like you're going to be wasting my time if it's on an allotted time for like a review session, or if I say, please send me something for review if you want help, you're just getting that feeling like, oh wow, I just realized, like I had the same feeling. I realized that all the questions I wanted to ask people I had the answers to, but I didn't realize it until I was walking up to them in person.
Yeah.
And then I just ended up talking to them about metaphor and how they see things, and asking them about certain pieces, what they came up with, like hearing that someone else actually designed something, in that piece that they had nothing to do with, like that kind of stuff blows my mind.
That's
And,
kind of funny. I know what it's talking about.
Yeah, it was like, it was weird, like seeing people. People are gonna act normal. They're there to market themselves. Just go ahead, man. Just send it.
People are people.
And if someone just tells you to keep working, don't take it personal. Like there's just there's mountains and mountains of knowledge out there. From books and everything, and what I wanted to get to was like you can find a lot of the answers in these books that Marshall recommends on his website. He's got an entire section of books on animal anatomy, and how good he thinks they are, or visual storytelling, or graphic novels, and human anatomy, and like these are all like the books that you always see at Barnes and Noble, but maybe you never know which one to pick up. Like Bernie Hogarth. Don't try to read it; you'll just be frustrated. Just draw the pictures. Like those are the sort of things you need to hear. So, hello, Boozook.
Booz.
I'll say anatomy book wise too. A good one that I have is the God damn it! Sorry, I had the name.
Kill it, TJ. Go kill that thing right now.
Hampton.
Oh, Hampton. Yeah. Sorry, people.
I want to. Sorry. I want to kill them. I hate all of them. They're my parents' dogs.
Oh, sorry. If you do that, though, you're crazy. That's like a crazy thing.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah, that's a crazy person. Don't
do that. Like, I have a friend that he's living at home and trying to be an artist, and he killed his parents' dogs. And it's like, oh, you shouldn't be hurting them. That's crazy.
You shouldn't know that guy.
That's a crazy person. Like,
yeah.
It's one of those deciding factors.
But Michael Hampton is a good one.
Back to art.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna take off here in a minute.
Carlton's got to go.
I need to. Yeah, this has been awesome. I think a 2-hour mark is a pretty good thing for a talk show, at least to get used to. I mean, it's been easy enough to rant this long.
Yeah, we'll try and break it up with a technical difficulty midway through each show. We kind of keep that in a regular thing.
Yeah.
So halfway through.
We don't want to give you all our good stuff in one day.
So what we're going to try and do is, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to try and I'll upload the videos to YouTube, and I'm going to try and strip the audio and throw them like audio sources, people just want to listen to the talk without, the video. Because I know I've liked to listen to certain talks, and I had to like open YouTube app to watch them. But give me time to do that, and eventually there will be audio on some place, whether it's iTunes or SoundCloud. I'm gonna try and structure it in where we have kind of a topic to start off and just talk about for a while, and then we can take questions from the stream, and literally like a call-in radio show. We'll have people that can jump in on Skype. If you ever want to join us for a brief talk, we'll bring you in on the conversation. My Skype name is... I have no idea. What is my Skype name? It's just my full name, I think, right? Miguel Coronado.
Yeah, I think yours is...
What is it? Hold on, I gotta like check my own thing. My name is Miguel Coronado, I. It's just my full name. So, cool, Carlton. Talk to you later. That's my Skype name. You can add me on Skype if you ever want to join in the conversation. If you have like input, comments. If you're crazy, I'm not gonna add you. If you're like a weirdo, I'm not gonna add you. If you're just like annoying, I'm probably not gonna add you in either. So I'll be straight with you. Anyway, we're gonna kind of keep this little format. Thank you, Carlton, for joining us. You can find Carlton's artwork at... Are you still on? Are you gone? Carlton, leave. Carlton.
I think so.
I think Carlton left. You can find Carlton's work at smoothaseggs.blogspot, I believe. Let's see. Where did his work go? smoothaseggs.blogspot.com. It's in the chat, and I'll post it up real quick. CJ, if you want to throw in your stuff in the chat and just kind of say it out loud.
Yeah, I got my DeviantArt. You guys can find me just CJ Marsh, and then here's my blog.
Carlton's work, and then mine's www.mcii.net. Also, you can find my DeviantArt, Facebook. I used to be on CG Hub, but now I'm an ArtStation and DrawCrowd and CG Society and every place you could possibly imagine, because it's free. But thank you all for joining us. CJ, as soon as I get through this, these next 2 months are busy for me. This month and then the next one. But as soon as I get through these 2 months, I'm going to start up the daily study group, which would be like a morning study group where we'll do cast drawing, life drawing, all kinds of fun stuff, and maybe do another like 50-day stretch and then stop it at 50 days again. But you can join us here on this stream. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to probably end the stream, and then I'll start it back up with music and just work. But the actual talking part will be over, and I'll upload all this stuff to YouTube and other sources. Thank you for joining, CJ.
Yep, thanks for having me, bud.
Again, too, if you want to join in the conversation sometime, Miguel Coronado, I. It's my Skype. I'll pull you into the conversation just like a real live radio show, and hopefully I won't regret it. So, talk to y'all later.
Let's take a caller.
All right. See you later, CJ.
Later, guys.
Later, hanging up. Bye to everyone there. Now I got to figure out how to switch the audio back over. I like to make this a production, but feels like it's not going to work. I'll just turn on the music. Okay. Let's, You Can't Go Back Now by Miliana? I don't know. This album's Taming the Dragon. Taming the Dragon. If you like the music, you can find it on iTunes. Thanks again for joining. I'll be online with just music in a little bit. Wait for it to drop.